place that I long for, and my heart will be
That was my joint.
the pathway. I can only snap with one hand.
All right, let's get this party started.
I got this one.
Hey.
You got the right
The
hand?
heavy. Yeah, I'm mine with the other.
Yeah, I'm lying with the right. And I just learned how to do the left recently.
Elliot can snap good. Skill. Are we on?
Mm-hmm.
We ready?
Let's go light skin today.
Yo, 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 yo. This is Mike Paper Scissors, episode 15.
15.
I, today, as promised, am Creamy Chris. Creamy Chris is back. My cousin LJ.
Hi.
And my cousin Kryptonite.
Boom.
What's up?
In the building. Episode 15. What are we going to do today?
Episode 15. Oh, you know, gotta shout out our man in Kuwait right now, killing the whole exhibition.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't been in the art studio.
We'll be back hopefully next week.
Yeah, dope. He's killing it in Kuwait. Chaparro
Art. If you've been following us from the beginning, you know the backdrop is our Andre's creations.
Yeah.
If you follow him on social media, you'll see he's over there doing the damn thing.
Yeah. When he said he was doing an art exhibition in Kuwait, I was like,
on a world
a what?
tour.
Yeah, so that's super dope.
He's over there with Muhammad, my man. Oh, can you shout out the person who won the gift card? Or no?
Yes.
I guess so now.
Shout out to Dr. Boz, who is the winner of the gift card. What's the gift card? What's the price? What is the price?
She won a $25 gift card from
won
Ethics Beauty Supply.
$25 gift card to Ethics Beauty Supply. I'm hating a little bit because that store is my jam, but it is for you because you are a faithful follower of the show, and a question was posed on our Facebook page and you responded promptly, shouting out Black women, and we love you for it, and that prize is for you. So you can go into Ethics Beauty Supply in Springfield, Massachusetts, and get you some good stuff. And feel free to share with your homegirl.
And just to let y'all know, our giveaways, we're not going to say it's a giveaway. We'll post something, and it turns into a giveaway.
We got prizes. People donating stuff. We got prizes.
So
Pay
get your
attention.
rags.
Play
Right.
with us.
Okay.
Wow. Did that sound creepy? Sorry. Can we edit that out? I'm
No.
not a creep.
We actually can.
Can you rewind?
Alright, so
Now we're live
what we got to get this party started?
We got a lot of things, man.
What you want to start with?
All right, so this past week, unfortunately, the Notre Dame in France caught fire and burnt up or whatever, and the social media response brought up the 3 churches who were lit on fire
The week prior.
the week prior. It was arson wherever it was at. I don't know what state it was. Louisiana. So there's a lot of comparison of why Notre Dame is getting all of this support and these Black churches are not. And I think it's kind of weird.
Things weird. What makes you say it's weird? So context, in case you don't know, in case you live in Iraq, so Notre Dame is, how old is it, 1,000 years?
I don't know. I have
It
no
was
clue.
built around 1130.
1130. What did
Right.
that even mean?
About 1130.
We're not used to that in the United States. We're not used to that in the United States. Some of our buildings are a couple hundred years old. There are buildings, other places that are thousands and thousands of years old.
Right.
And so this building it's a national monument. It's a treasure. It's a landmark. People go. If you're going to Paris, it's one of the hot spots. You want to take a picture over there, and it caught fire, and it's pretty toe up.
Yeah.
And it's run by one of the wealthiest organizations, you know, the Catholic Diocese. With over 500,000 members.
Right. So there was comparison in how much money was raised in support of that church versus in support of Black churches, and I don't understand that argument just even off those numbers. Like,
so the support. So I guess as far as support, we're measuring things based on like
by
social money and social media response. Like the noise that it made. So there seemed to be a murmur when those
about the Black churches,
which is not an unusual target for arson and domestic terrorism.
Right.
But this was, number one, it wasn't terrorism.
Right.
Number two, it was it's a world known.
Yeah, exactly. Like just off the novelty of it. I mean, it's like I wished, I guess, that I did know famous like black churches or whatever, but I don't. I can't name one. Everybody knows Norte.
I mean, our famous black churches got history of either getting bombed.
Right. Exactly. Right.
I mean, there are famous black churches. Perhaps they're famous to black people, not
right.
famous and what they mean in the black community.
Right.
I think so. Number one, that it doesn't appear to be at this point. It seemed like it was an accident. One might call it an act of God. Who knows?
Yeah, I've seen that, and that's kind of ill, right? That's ill. I like to go there.
I think the uproar came from, the donations that were coming in for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the owners of Gucci and Louis Vuitton both contributing $500 million a piece.
I mean, they're in Europe, like and if they're in Europe and if they're Catholic, I mean, I
don't know. I think it is reasonable to note the difference, because the reality is they're both churches.
Right.
It's a church.
Right.
It's a house of God. It was beautifully constructed a long time ago. But there are many other, and there are 3 that were targeted specifically to be destroyed, because the black church has traditionally been a safe haven.
The pillar of the black community.
It's a pillar historically. Is it still?
I don't know if it still is.
I think it still is. Still? I mean, there's like they've taken a lot of criticism, but I think that it still is.
It still is. And so for churches to be targeted, to be burned, there's something so evil about that. And I think what frustrates people who pointed out the difference is, look at how much people care when it's not us,
What about us just caring about us, though?
Because prior to that, no donations were coming in for the black church.
Right. And donations have gone up for the black church.
Yeah, they've hit like $1.3 billion now.
Because it's like that makes me feel like it's like not resent. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't donate before, now the Notre Dame thing happens, and then there's so many donations, so it's like
hold on. You know I'll take it. I think I'm not mad at people. I feel like it's like, oh, you weren't up on it before. Yeah,
no, it's not that. That's not how I feel.
But it's not coming from, what are you feeling? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
It's not like I don't think that they're doing it like they're not up on it or they weren't aware of it. But it's just like
does the why matter if they're handing you a check?
No, I think it's great that they did it. You know what I mean? But I don't know, like why we just need to take care of ourselves ahead of time. We don't need to. I don't feel like we want to. Like, why do it to show after if we didn't do it ahead of time? We should already have that moment. Whoever the people are that donated, like, why didn't they donate ahead of time?
Maybe they didn't know about it. Maybe they didn't care about it.
Yeah.
Maybe it took somebody to point it out and say, look how you're.
And the calling is on them now or whatever. And I can respect that too, I guess. I mean, I don't know. The other thing that they're comparing to is Flint, which is like, it's like, okay, we're helping.
I heard about that.
And then Flint still doesn't have water.
How come you guys didn't donate all this money to Flint?
Well, I think the how come
Puerto
is
Rico,
because they didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
That's
religion is deep, man.
They haven't had water for years. They have been drinking doo-doo water for years. Yeah. Nobody cares. So we know things that are important. When people care about stuff, they respond. Sometimes it takes pointing out, like, hey, did you know about this? And did you know all you have to do is this to make a difference? Flint has since gotten, I believe it's $77 million towards bring water. I don't really understand all that went on that took so long
5 years later
to get these people to drink. These kids are being poisoned. It's sad. But I think the comparison is like, y'all cared about this and y'all cared about that. We already know it has been established. Wealthy white people don't really care about black people. We already know that. There's hard evidence. We could list things for years and years. That's what it is. Good. I don't know that we should be spending time convincing people to care about us.
The guy in the White House.
Well, yeah, and then then why compare at all? Even.
Well, I think
the comparisons
it's something
are
to do. It gives them something to do.
It's just to point out the disparity. I think it's okay. You know what? I prefer it. I prefer when it's a white person pointing it out than a black person. I didn't do it. I didn't even bother. I said, "Oh, Notre Dame's on fire." I was like,
"Right."
Oh.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't really moved. Not because I don't care about anything. Just I can't care about everything. And
right.
So that's my stance. I didn't think it's good. I'm not happy.
Yeah, right.
I don't have joy when things
Right.
are destroyed. I just
Right.
It wasn't necessarily a nice news story.
Yeah, it didn't really
broke my
affect
heart.
me that way. Yeah.
It had no impact. And I think I'm also numb to terrorism. Like even when I heard the churches caught on fire, I was just like, they're still at it. So I think I'm also a little
It's
numb
normal.
to stuff.
It's
I'm
weird
just used
because
to
it's
hearing
kinda
about terrible
normal.
things.
Right.
And I wasn't moved to action.
Yeah.
There's some news stories that I'm like, okay, what's the GoFundMe? Let's drop something. I'll get my girls. We'll donate something. But I don't know. Your question is, what's the point in comparison? You feel like it's a false equivalency, like it's not the same thing,
or just why do it at all? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's, and especially when it has to do with what white folks or what people outside of our community are doing versus
what wealthy white people. Like this is a wealthy.
Yeah, but like, how about we just those churches burn up, Flint, whatever, and especially with Flint, like I've seen black folks help out in Flint, you know what I mean, and done everything that they could to support Flint. Like, I don't know. I just don't think I need to compare. I don't need the comparison. You know what I mean? I want to, you know what I mean? Yes, this is happening. Yes, that's also happening. So what? Because
is it like pointing out just how, I don't know.
I'm not sure what it is. You know what
really
I mean?
wasn't
Like, so we're pointing out again that white folks, just like you said, we're pointing out again that a white man is burning up a church, right? And white folks don't care enough to, or whatever, right? We know it already. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do something about this shit then.
Yeah.
Like,
but what can we do?
I mean, we need more money. Do we need more money? Is that what it is?
We need to build the church.
Do we need more money? Yeah. What's the plan?
If you got two wealthy designers that donated money, we have plenty wealthy black people. Why didn't they? I mean, I'm not saying they didn't because we don't know.
Yeah.
Did Oprah? Did Jay-Z? Did LeBron? Right. Did Diddy? Did any of these donate money? We don't know.
Hey, how much money is needed? What is the actual monetary? Because insurance, whatever, right? What is the actual monetary value of that building versus that black church? Because you can put one on it. That's what insurance is. How much money do we need? Do we need $1 billion for them 3 churches?
And I think it's more than money. So the Notre Dame, that it's an accident. That building has security. People will safeguard it and look after it. And somebody who sets fire to a black church, that is an act of violence.
Right.
It's an act of terrorism.
Exactly.
It's an action taken to make sure people don't feel safe in the place where they're supposed to feel the most safe. And so I think money can rebuild the structure. But I guess I'm curious of what can be done to help black people feel safe in what is supposed to be the safest most space. I don't know that there's anything we can do.
Yeah.
And I really think what the work behind that is really for white people to do. It's not black people's job to cure racism. It's white people's job.
And I think that we can deal with it through policy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
so that comes back to voting.
Right, exactly.
In the office who are going to care.
Right, and having an agenda and all of that
and
stuff.
And that's just a great lead into my next topic.
What's the next topic? Crib.
Black ignorance. So you saw the post I put up on our Instagram page.
What was the post, Crib?
It said, black ignorance is a $1 billion industry.
What the hell does that mean?
That means our lack of knowledge, education, and information on things tend to cost us a whole lot of money.
Why are we calling it black ignorance?
I didn't make the post up. I just saw it.
You shared it. You might as well
I did.
Yourself. What is why is it black ignorance? What is specific about this type of ignorance that we're labeling black ignorance? It's unique to black people.
Yes. So you take real estate, you take mental health, you take, what else did I say? I can't remember what else I said, but we were talking about it. Mm-hmm. It's our lack of knowledge on things that cost us money.
How is it equating to money, and why is it our lack of knowledge, and why is this unique to black folks?
So if we're not educated in the game, for example, if we're not educated in the game of real estate, buying property.
But we are.
Could we be more educated?
Right.
Couldn't everybody be more educated?
Oh. But we came out. We started off behind the 8 ball, so we weren't educated from day one.
And we weren't. Keep on.
We kind of weren't a part of it neither. We weren't allowed to be a part of it.
So so once we got the ball rolling, I don't feel like we fully grasped it and ran with it. We kind of still
were we able to? Can we?
So hold on.
What are we talking about? Hold on. I have so many feelings. Go ahead.
What my man is trying to say?
Help him. Help me.
And what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I think that what we get caught up in is black ignorance and the image of what black ignorance is. It's one of those cliched. It's like one of those things or whatever, right?
Bogus.
Yeah, right. But there's a true statement in there, right?
Where is the truth? What is the truth?
Black people may not have, so black ignorance is $1 billion. I think that kind of lends to like how we have whatever economic power
have been systematically excluded.
Okay, we're the number one consumers in the world.
Well, but at this point,
we have been systematically excluded from making decisions from places of power.
But at this point, though, right? I think that I would agree that black people do not understand the economic power that they have. But I wouldn't say. But that's what that post is getting to. Like, black ignorance is $1 billion.
There's no connection.
But I think that it's referring to how we're consumers or whatever, and we don't. You know what I mean? We don't use our dollars
What do we do with our dollars?
Way. I mean, well, a lot of money goes to they say we're one of the biggest.
We spend $1 trillion a year
on
black
what?
people.
On what?
On Cadillacs, on Hennessy. This isn't racial whatever shit. Nah, I don't. But this is statistical things though. We can look this up statistically. Like, it's there for us to see. Like, you know what I mean?
It's ignorant to buy a Cadillac.
Well, remember, ignorance is nothing but lack of knowledge.
Yes, and that's
uneducated
hip hop.
Why are we calling that ignorant though? Help me. What makes it ignorant?
Because there's no education. It's ratchet TV. Everybody knows it's ratchet TV.
Well, why are you saying it's ignorant though? A lot of people have become wealthy from playing. That's been a launch pad for a number of people.
And what positive has come out of that?
What negative has come out of it?
The images.
It displays us in a negative light.
It displays us or displays them?
Us, because we're the ones out there doing
it.
No, it does display the individual people.
Yeah.
But the reality is
what is the reality?
Is that people look at that outside of our community.
Which people?
White folks.
It is not my responsibility to make sure white people see me in a different way. That's up to them. I don't look at black people on VH1 and feel embarrassed or ashamed. They are who they are.
I don't know. I wish that those images weren't on TV.
I don't care what white people think about black people on TV. I don't spend any energy on that.
I think that affects
focus.
I think that affects how when they see you in public, what they think that you're like.
Why would I care what a white person thinks about when they see me in public? No, why? Help me. Why should I care?
I mean, you're right. Why would you care? Why would you care what anybody thinks about, right?
Specifically a white person. Why would I care how a white person feels?
So look, right?
That I don't know when they see me.
Does this have nothing to do with like the perception of our perception? Does that have nothing to do even with like the cop shootings, all of this stuff? Like,
no, because it puts the responsibility on me to make sure other people show me respect. Because I'm not showing up the way they are. Because somebody else they saw isn't showing up the way they would. And they are deciding what that means. It is not my job to make sure they see my
That's true. With all that being said, I still rather negative images of my people not be, you know what I mean? Or at least there be more balance.
So create more balance. Isn't that what we're doing?
Yeah, there's a cultural conditioning
that's fair.
that been going on forever that black people are so conditioned of making white people comfortable. And I mean, it goes back to what you said. Like, I'm trying to, what'd you say? I'm not here to impress them. I'm here to impress myself, basically.
Yeah, it's just I'm not. It is none of my business how white people feel about me.
But we've been so conditioned to make them comfortable.
What? Let me not even. It's not just white people. When those negative images are on TV, that affects us also.
How? What is the effect?
If there's the lack of positive images over to balance this out, and we watch TV and we see these things that are not necessarily beneficial to us, maybe financially, whatever, that's teaching us and influencing us to also do those things.
So you've been in a fight in a restaurant because of Love and Hip Hop?
No, but I would definitely say that there's some women out there that are affected by Love and Hip Hop and try to live Love and Hip Hop like lives. Absolutely.
You can't disagree with that.
Absolutely.
I can't disagree with that.
Huh?
I can disagree with that. Why are you saying I can't disagree?
Because
there are some people that are
that do that.
I can't disagree with his experience and what he sees. I can also add to that is not what I see.
It's just like the hip hop game. You know, what they rap about, some cats go out there and try to live that life.
Right, exactly.
And what exactly are they emulating? Which aspects of hip hop, Love and Hip Hop culture are they emulating that you're saying is bad? What parts of it?
Just the ratchetness in general.
Which aspect? Give me the
fighting, the bickering.
So fighting. So people haven't been fighting since Love and Hip Hop started. What else?
It's not just. I'm not just talking about Love and Hip Hop. I'm just talking about things like that influence the ignorance, and there's no balance.
You have young kids watching this that see it and think like, oh, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out there and just fight over this guy or fight because she doesn't like me.
Because people weren't fighting about
or
they were, but it's all
fame.
over TV now.
They think they can gain fame through that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's not what it is out here. Like that's not gonna work for every person. Like
I don't know the numbers on that. I cannot deny that TV shows that are popular have influence on people. So I won't say that. I just don't think that the TV shows are creating this black hole of ignorance in our community that is destroying us from the inside.
I don't
think any of those things do more harm than the oppression that's been done to us. So I
hear but the oppression is like.
I disagree with that being the thing that we need to fix.
Okay, I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one. Mental health.
What about
in the black community? Black folks feel like, oh, I'm not going to go see a therapist if something's wrong with me. Because they have this stigma that nothing's wrong with me. I don't need to see a therapist. Seeing a therapist means that I'm admitting I have an illness.
Is that black or is that male?
I'm going to say black.
I think
probably more male.
I think that in both situations you might have some of that. Well, I think that now when you're using the literal term of ignorance, right? They're just not knowledgeable. Are we maybe less knowledgeable of those things and less likely to recognize?
Less knowledgeable about mental health?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
to even be able to identify depression.
I do think we have historically had a different outlook on it. I think we have different kind of expectations from each other. I think saying making this kind of sweeping statement that we're just ignorant about mental health, it rubs me wrong, so I have a hard time agreeing.
So you saying every?
I don't like generalization.
I'm not saying anything.
I don't like generalization.
So are you saying more people more black folks are educated in mental health?
We are having more conversations
about
emotional health over the past 5 years than I ever remember.
Yep, we are.
We are putting language. I'm hearing people say things like mood disorder, anxiety, depression, restlessness. I'm hearing people use that in everyday language who are black.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people identify with being exhausted who are black. So I understand that we have not always had this, but we also haven't had the luxury of being able to sit back and talk about, this doesn't feel good to me. We've been too busy. We wasn't on the plantation talking about we was depressed. Right. We wasn't in the 60s talking about, this is too much. I'm feeling overwhelmed.
This is true.
We couldn't. So we've reached a different place where now some of our most basic needs are met and we have access to more education. And despite all the ignorance you're talking about, there is an overwhelming, tremendous amount of people who are still getting educated and going to college. We have more access to books and each other through the internet. There are people who are reading more and more and more. Yep. So as much as there are things that we have not perfected, there is so much we're doing right. And I guess that frustrates me so much because I think black people, specifically American black people, are amazing. Black people who are watching and listening to this right now, you are amazing. The fact that you are alive right now is a freaking miracle. Do you know what people had to survive, to accomplish, to get over, just so you could exist right now today? So I guess that's why it offends me so much when we're like, this Black ignorance. Because it feels more accusatory than uplifting. What is the benefit of saying Black ignorance is costing money? What does that do?
Because you have
who wins? What fixes it? What gets better?
Because you have to speak on it. You have to speak on it. As much as it's gonna hurt, as much as it may not sound right, you have to speak on it.
Why do you have to say it that way? What does it do? So you speak on it. Now you spoke on it. Now what?
Because look, I said this too, right? When before you got here, I said, well, if Black ignorance is $1 billion industry, I said ignorance itself is what? How many trillion-dollar industry, right? But my man said, but I don't care about their ignorance. I'm worried about, you know what I mean, what's going on in my own community.
Because if you care about their ignorance, we can go all the way back to, like I said, when them ships pulled up over in West Africa, started loading them ships up. That's, their ignorance started there.
But was that ignorance? That was deliberate.
I mean, well, yeah.
Somebody would call it brilliant.
I mean,
it was deliberate.
It was sociopathic.
Yeah, right.
It was violent. It was vile. It was horrible. It was atrocious. It was a travesty. But I think there was a lot of thought put into it.
Now, if you want to talk about some ignorance, we can go back to when ain't nobody know how to wash up, and the Moors had to come in and teach them how to wash their butt.
And nasty.
And they was stinking.
Yeah.
They was ignorant
and making everybody sick.
Right. They was ignorant then. You know what I mean? When they didn't know how to build civilization
I think we can have conversations about the power we haven't tapped into. I can have that conversation. I can agree with that. Yeah. There's more we can do. I think there are things we can do together. One of my sister friends on Facebook had a post about let's be more patient with Black businesses. We've been so quick to say, she had an attitude, I ain't never going back there. Let's remember that our businesses have not had we haven't had the same type of grooming. There's not 4 generations of people doing this. A lot of people, this is their first time in college. This is their first time running a business. This is their first time. If we want to see each other win, what can we do to pour into each other and feed each other and uplift each other? So I understand what the point you made. I understand. This is not my lack of understanding. I just disagree with the phraseology.
Yeah.
And maybe because I'm a poet and words matter so much to me.
Because
words matter so much to me.
Because I think when you say Black ignorant, it has like a...
It's like black on black crime.
Yeah, and it has like a thing that comes with it. Like when I think Black ignorance, I think, like I said, gold tooth, you standing in front of a house that you don't own, and big car, you know what I mean?
But like even pointing to those things as things to be ashamed of or to look down upon. There's nothing wrong with a gold tooth. There's nothing wrong with standing in front of a house you don't own if it's in your community and you feel emotionally connected to the people who are in it and the things that happen around it. There's nothing wrong with a Black car, because if all you have is a little bit, I'm not mad at people who take that little bit and make something as big as they can imagine with it. It's fine for me if it is fine for them, and it's not that I don't want more for people. I just can't judge what people connect to find joy in their life. Go ahead.
So the poster said the lack of Black knowledge. Then
what if it just said the lack of knowledge?
Because
honestly,
because then it could be talking to everyone.
So just not get into the cliche, right? Because I don't like the cliche shit neither. You know
the people we're talking to know we're talking to them. I performed a poem a couple weeks ago at an event for women of color, and I wrote the poem with Black women in mind, and I went back and edited the poem to include Latino women, and it got shared quite a few times. And one of the women shared it who was white, and she said, "This woman wrote this poem for all of us," and it surprised me that there were white women who could identify with what I wrote. So I wrote it from my place. I was talking to women of color because there is this unique experience that we have in white spaces, but there were white people that identified with it. That is okay. My point is, we know who we're talking to. If other people hear it and they gain something from it too, I think it's okay. But if I say we need to get it together, I don't know. I think it just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I understand it. I understand where your heart's coming from, and I know who you are, so I understand what motivates you and what you want to see.
I didn't necessarily like it either because I don't like the clichédness of things or whatever. And it's like I didn't necessarily, but I said if we can get to like a real statement, like okay, we're not as knowledgeable about economics or whatever. that I can maybe get behind, because you can maybe find that statistically and whatever. And if that's something that we need to work on, I'm not mad with, you know what I mean? Like, that's fine. You know what I mean? And
I guess I'd rather an action
it's
statement.
being worked
like,
on.
I would make sure that there's not a black child whose path I cross who doesn't have this book in their hand, or who I'm going to have a conversation with everybody I know about what has worked for me, instead of just kind of a complaint about us.
I get that.
And so
the presentation bothered you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it. And I'm sensitive.
Sidebar, you know what? IPO of Pinterest came out today. It was $23 a share.
Started off at 19.
Look, let's do some money talk.
Let's do it. Talk to me. Talk to me real quick.
Quick money
IPO.
Talk
Put that
real
in plain
quick,
language for people who are like, "What you mean?"
IPO is an initial. What is it? I don't even know. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the financial.
I want to say
advisor.
initial public offering.
Yeah, it is. It is. Right.
So what that translates to? So for people who buy stocks and invest in stocks,
can purchase a piece of ownership of a stock in Pinterest or whatever.
$23 a share.
At $23 a share. It just dropped today. By the time we drop this, which will be Monday morning, right? That'll be a good time to go on there, see how much Pinterest costs, and if you're moved, you know what I mean, to buy a little share, a couple something to Pinterest. Then, I mean, right? Because it's like a good company. So this is the action, right? I know something a little bit about, and Zoom. Zoom popped off. I don't know as much about Zoom.
We use Zoom at work. I know that.
Oh,
I think I do know what Zoom is. It's like Skype for work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Zoom dropped. It's like $60 or something like that. And those are two stocks that, you know what I mean, could
get your baby some stocks.
Like, I'm mad I didn't put no money in. I had $1,000 when Facebook dropped.
Who knew? We knew nothing.
What? Are you kidding me? We all knew. Did you not know that Facebook was a monster 5 years ago?
Oh, it was 5 years ago? That's when it happened?
It wasn't that long ago when they did it.
What was I doing with my life?
Somewhere. I don't know. Like,
watching
I worked in the environment.
Just joking.
Exactly. Right? Nah, but yeah, man. So I get upset because I miss out on these things sometimes. And just not being aware or whatever. Uber's another one that'll come up soon. So, yeah, let's get a little less ignorant.
Let's get it. And at least invest in the things that you spend money on.
Yeah.
Anything you're buying all the time that you can't live without.
Yeah, own a share.
That's a good thing own a share.
So if you're a Nike head,
you always buy some Nike.
And this is stuff that I find, like, Nike was cheap in 2000. You know what I mean? Netflix was cheap in 2000.
In 2000, Netflix was still DVDs in the mail.
Right, exactly.
So that wasn't even what it is now.
Right, and per share it was nothing. Now there
weren't original features on Netflix.
Now. Right.
Beyonce wasn't on Netflix. Are we ready?
Yeah, go ahead and kill it real quick.
Nope, you might as well, because that was let's all take a moment.
Once upon a time, there was an annual event called Coachella. Rumor has it it still happened this year, but nobody knows and nobody cares, because Beyonce performed last year. And Beyonce released a documentary on the Coachella performance. It was a 2-day performance. So if you're not a Beyonce fan, go ahead and stop watching right now. But Beyonce snatched all my edges. I had to wear a wig today. I have no hair anymore. It's gone because Beyonce stole it. So if you watched last year, you saw the performance. She the theme was HBCU Homecoming. It's called Homecoming. And if you didn't attend an HBCU, I'm sorry, it's okay. You may see Morgan State University. My parents met there. My sister went there. I went there. My son's going to go there because that's what we do. But there is something very unique about a black college celebration. So you don't even have to have attended a college. So you may have went to Howard's Homecoming, Morgan's Homecoming, Virginia State's Homecoming.
What's the movie y'all told me to watch?
School Days.
See, all you got to do is watch School Days, and you know a little something.
Different World was one of the TV shows that introduced Bill Cosby, Hillman College, right?
Yeah.
So Beyonce did this ode to the black college, and she had like a band, like a full band, like the dancers, everything. And so in the documentary, she's going over what it took to get in that shape. So what we didn't see was Beyonce pregnant. Beyonce maxing out at 210 pounds.
With twins?
Got pregnant with twins. I mean,
I thought the twins was 2 boys. I'm just totally sidebarring. I didn't know it was a boy and a girl when I heard them names. Rumi and Sir.
Rumi and Sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rumi and Sir.
That's dope. The girl looks like blue. Like, it looks like she's going to be another.
Them Beyonce, them Knowles girls,